Hey guys, Zach here, and welcome back to another action figure review, and today we'll be taking a look at the Jurassic Park 20th Anniversary Dino Showdown Allosaurus set. Now, first of all, I just want to get this out of the way. If I sound sick in this video, well, yeah, I'm kind of sick right now. So if I, sound nasally or anything like that, or if you hear me sniffle in the background or anything like that, then please forgive me because I'm a little sick right now. I really wish I wasn't. It's actually really annoying that I am, but yeah, so I do apologize for that. But anyway, I just want to give you a bit of a warning, or not warning, but just like oh my god, I stutter. I just wanted to give you guys, or just let you guys know in case I do end up sounding different in the video, so yeah. Anyway, with all that out of the way, let's get into this. So, the 20th Anniversary toy line is actually something that I have more of a nostalgic history with this toy line than any other toy line. Because when I first got into Jurassic Park, I've talked about this before, but I first became a fan of Jurassic Park, well, the whole franchise, around 2013. Which is when this figure came out. So I didn't grow up with any of the Kenner figures or any of the Jurassic Park 3 figures. I grew up with, figures like these at Toys R Us. And these were only at Toys R Us, which was a little upsetting for me, but still, these were, my only... Yeah, but anyway, yeah, so I have more of a personal connection with this toy line than any other of the other toy lines. And this figure was actually a figure that I really wanted to get, but I didn't for the longest time. Because every time I walked into a Toys R Us, I saw this figure. And I've just seen it without the, dino damage piece. It was just in the box like this, and I really didn't like this. And every time I walked into a Toys R Us, they at least had one of these guys sitting there. I really wanted it, but I didn't get it because, again, I just wasn't a big fan of this. It wasn't until I saw a review of this figure one day, where near the end, the guy pulls out this, and then he just placed it there. And at that point, I literally just dropped everything. And I called up my dad, and I said to him, "Dad, come on, let's go. It's time to go to Toys R Us." My mom is busy today, so we gotta go to Toys R Us. So we went, and I picked up this figure, and I love this thing. I was in a rush to get this thing out of the box. So, as you can see here, as we look at the packaging, you can see that mine is just, regular cardboard right here. There actually was, more stuff inside. I just had to pull that out because I was in the car and I really, really wanted to get this thing out of the box. And even my dad kind of said to me, "Well, Zach, wouldn't it make more sense to just wait at home instead of just opening it up now?" But I just said, no. I want it now, so yeah, that's why my box is like this. But anyway, with all that history out of the way, let's take a closer look. So right here we have warning, choking hazard, small parts not for children under 3, ages 4+, Dino Showdown, Allosaurus Assault, only at Toys R Us, and the bite is back, and we have the female Tyrannosaurus from the Lost World fighting a really big Jurassic Park 3 male Velociraptor. And the thing that's kind of weird is that this Jurassic Park 3 Raptor is the same size as Doe from The Lost World, which is the female Tyrannosaurus name, but yeah. I always thought this was kind of weird when I was a kid, but, whatever. On the side here, we have a nice picture of the Allosaurus chasing the human figure that comes with this figure, so yeah, that looks really nice. And right here, Dino Showdown. On the other side, we have the same thing. On top, we have Allosaurus Assault with dino damage. The bite is back, Hasbro, and the Jurassic Park logo right here. On the back, we have a picture of, if I'm going to be honest, a much better looking figure than what we got, at the end of the day, which is this. And don't get me wrong, this looks great too, but this looks way better in my opinion, but that's just me. Anyway, we have a bunch of information about the Allosaurus and the human character Ash. to read, so if you want to read any of this, go ahead and pause it now. Or pause as I go by each thing. So, yeah. Anyway, we have the Jurassic Park logo right here. And underneath, we have the growlers in the line with the T-Rex that I never had. I wanted to get this, but by the time I wanted it, it was too late, and it was no longer at Toys R Us. But anyway, we have the T-Rex here, Velociraptor that I reviewed last week, and the Triceratops that I've never been able to find. I know this was released for the 2009 line, but this wasn't released for the 20th anniversary line, so yeah, that's probably why I don't have this. But anyway, we have a Stegosaurus that was never released, period. I was actually really upset because I actually really wanted this. This looked really good, but I've never been able to find it in the stores. And the other day, or not the other day, but at one point I thought, yeah, no, this thing, it doesn't exist, so yeah. There are prototypes, so yeah, I know those exist, so yeah. Anyway, we have the Pachyrhinosaurus right here, which we'll review next week. And we have all of the minifigures right here, the Dino Battlers. So yeah, look for more Jurassic Park sets, and expand your Jurassic Park right here. Proof of purchase and information right here. And that is pretty much it for the box. Now we'll take a look at Ashen's accessories. So he comes with a bow, which looks really nice. The detailing is really good. There's no paint, it's just a solid black piece, but whatever. I don't really care for this anyway. We have a backpack here that actually looks pretty good. And there are a couple of machetes in here, so you can pull them out and have them hold it. And here's Ash himself. And as you can see, he can hold his katanas like that. And he can hold his bow and arrow. Or kind of. Like that? Or I'll have to figure out a way to get him to hold that. Actually, something I forgot to point out. On the back right here, it shows that he has a belt, or a painted belt, which he does not have. And he has a scarf, which, again, he also doesn't have, which is kind of weird. I don't get how, like, they have the prototype figures here on the back instead of the final figures, but whatever. Sorry about that, that was gross. But anyway, yeah, here is Ash himself. And he looks really nice. Actually, give me a second, I just want to put the machetes into his backpack really quickly. So, yeah. And yeah, this is Ash, and this is actually a really nice looking figure. I'm not gonna lie, I don't like this as much as I like the Kenner human figures, but this is still really nice. This is indeed actually this is an unreleased G.I. Joe figure, so that's why, you know, this figure is different. It's a lot smaller than the Kenner figures, and the joints are, you know, what you would expect from a G.I. Joe. I'm not a big G.I. Joe fan, so don't expect me to know too much about the G.I. Joe franchise or anything like that, so yeah. I'm more of a Transformers guy myself, but that's off topic. Let's just take a look at the paint on this figure. And the paint on this figure is actually pretty good. His head and arms are a tannish color. He has grayish, blackish hair, which looks nice. And he also has the same colored goatee and eyebrows. The eyes are painted really well. It almost looks like he's annoyed, like he's rolling his eyes at something. But that's just me. Right here on the arm, I really like this. This is actually an Allosaurus skull, and I think that is a really nice touch for this figure. So yeah, he has a brown vest with a black shirt underneath, green pants, black gloves, and black boots. And that's pretty much it for the paint. The paint on this figure is actually really good, so the paint gets a pass. Now take a look at the articulation, and the articulation on this figure is, again, really good. So there is a ball joint at the head. The arms can move 360 and go outwards. Bend at the elbow. And a twist at the wrist. There is a ball joint here. That's very limited due to the vest. Swivel here. He can spread about that much. He can spread more so this way than this way. The legs can move backwards that much and forwards this much. There's a dumbbell bend at the knee. The feet can swivel and they can move downwards like that. And that is pretty much it for the articulation on this figure. On mine, the legs are very loose, so having this figure stand is definitely one of the biggest, problems to deal with. So, yeah. I mean, I could probably do something... like this. Oh! Well, there we go. He's standing, so never mind. But yeah, the legs on mine are still very loose, so yeah, that's one thing I don't like. And that's pretty much it for the articulation on this figure. It's pretty good. Like I said, this is basic for a G.I. Joe figure, and like I said, I'm not, a big G.I. Joe guy, so yeah. Anyway, the articulation is great, so the articulation gets a pass. Now I'll take a look at the sculpt on this figure, and the sculpt on this figure is pretty good. Nothing too much to point out. This is just, a bland, generic, army guy, or a hunter guy. So, yeah. The sculpt is bland and generic, but it's still nice, so I'd say it gets a pass and a half. Now I'll take a look at the detailing, and the detailing on this figure is actually pretty good. The hair is detailed very nicely, as well as the ears. The head all around is actually detailed very nicely. The detailing for his abs look nice, and the detailing for the vest looks pretty good. The detailing on his pants looks really nice as well, with all the creases and folds on his pants. And the boots look very nice as well. Going to the back, he has a hole, and the straps are detailed nicely for his vest. He has a belt that's not painted, so he does have a belt, it's just not painted. But all the detailing on the back of the legs look really nice. Actually, I don't know what any of this is, but okay. That's a little weird. I don't like these seams either, but at this point I'm just nitpicking. And yeah, that's pretty much it for the detailing. The detailing is pretty nice on this figure, so the detailing gets a pass. This is a pretty good figure, but this isn't the main point of the video. No. The main point is the Allosaurus, and this figure is absolutely incredible. I'd even say that this is a little bit better than Kenner. This figure is absolutely amazing. So, let's talk about why. Starting off with the paint. And the paint on this figure is definitely my least favorite thing about the figure. It looks nice, don't get me wrong, but I would have much preferred like a green sort of color. But yeah. Anyway, moving to the head. The eyes are painted, the outside is red, the center is yellow, and he has a black pupil. The teeth are painted white with pinkish gums. The tongue is pink, but for some reason the membranes here are painted blue, which looks weird. The top of the head right here is orange, and mine's a little scuffed up right here, and on the crest right here. All the kind of hair, I know this isn't hair, but I know iguanas have this, so scales, iguana hair, whatever, I don't care, but his iguana hair looks very nice. They are orange. He has brownish orangish stripes with white on the inside, which look very nice. On the underside, the figure is white. The feet are a brownish orangish color, and the toe claws and finger claws are painted black. And underneath the skin right here, the muscle and all that, that is red with white bone, and the JP logo here is white. And that's pretty much it for the paint on this figure. Again, it's really good, but I would have much preferred a green coloration. Mainly because, like, what they were going for. They were originally going for, like, you know how iguanas have, like some iguanas have, not spikes, they're kind of like a mix between hair and or not actual hair, but they look like hair, but it's still a form of scaling. That's what they're trying to go for here, and I think kind of an iguana color scheme for this figure would have been really nice, but that's just me. The paint we have is still good, a little bit too chaotic for my liking, but again, I would have much preferred a iguana color scheme. But the paint is still very nice, so the paint definitely gets a pass. Now we'll take a look at the articulation, and the articulation on this figure is absolutely incredible. So basically, the mouth can open up about that much. The figure can look down, and there's a swivel here. Swivel here. I don't know if this counts, but I guess that. The arms can move outwards about that much and move around that much. If you move this arm, then the head does move a little. Honestly, I'm not a big fan of this feature. This doesn't work too well, but... there we go. It's working there, but... yeah, I'm not a big fan of this feature, so, yeah. Anyway, the legs can move forwards, they can move backwards this much, and forwards not much, so not much at all. There's a swivel right here, and you can bend. I know I talked about this in my Reveltech T-Rex review, but would this be an ankle, or no, the ankle would be right here, or... yeah, I don't know what this would be, so please let me know in the comments below, because this is the knee right here, and the ankle is usually here. This, I don't know what it is, but yeah, so please let me know in the comments below. I just bumped the camera. Sorry about that. And yeah, that's pretty much it for the articulation. The articulation on this figure is amazing, so the articulation gets a pass. Now we'll take a look at the sculpt, and the sculpt on this figure is really good as well. As I said before, they're kind of going for that iguana look with these hair-like scales going down the body. And I know this leads more into the paint, but I think an iguana paint style like that, I think that would have been really nice for this figure. Also, minor nitpick, I think the tail's a little bit too short. I mean, it doesn't look bad, but I mean, I would have liked a tail that was a bit longer than this. But that's just me. Other than that, the sculpt on this figure is damn near perfect, so the sculpt definitely gets a pass. Now we'll take a look at the detailing. And the detailing on this figure is absolutely amazing, so let's take a quick look at that. So going to the head, we have all the scales, which look very nice and very well defined. Going to the neck, we have more scales, which look incredible, as well as the iguana hair. Again, I don't know what you would want to call this, but yeah, this looked very nice. This look? I don't know what's going through my head today. I apologize, guys, but yeah, this looks very nice as well. We have some creases and folds underneath right here, and I gotta say, I absolutely love how this looks. This actually looks like something you would see on an iguana, so yeah, I absolutely love this. Anyway, going down the body, we have more really nice scaling going on, which look very nice. Going to the dino damage, that is detailed very nicely. It's not just like, you know, muscle underneath bone. It's a piece of muscle, but it kind of got torn up, which, honestly, if that were the case, then this animal would be dead. But you can cover that up, so whatever. Anyway, detailing on the arms look very nice as well. Nice and muscular. And the scales are very nice. The claws are detailed very nicely as well, so I do appreciate that. And going down to the legs, the scaling here actually looks like something you would see on a snake, and I absolutely love this. This looks absolutely incredible, so yeah. Anyway, the scales right here look very nice, and we have really nice detailing right here. I actually really like how that looks. I mean, the bit with the joint right here I don't like, but after that, these feet, I'm just going to say it right now, these feet look perfect in terms of detailing. There is nothing wrong with these feet. These feet are absolutely amazing. And we even have some detailing underneath, kind of. So, yeah. Again, I apologize for being sick, guys, but anyway, the dew claws right here are detailed very nicely as well, and I actually got them right that time. Someone in the comment section of one of my previous videos let me know what they were, so I forget your name, so I do apologize, but if you're watching this video, thank you very much. Anyway, we have some more iguana hair right here. Again, I don't know what you would call this. Please forgive me. If you know about that, then please tell me what you would call that. But anyway, we have more of that, which look very nice. We have some slightly like pebbles on the back right here, which again look fantastic. And going to the tail, we have really nice scaling, and like I said, that looks incredible. Underneath the body, we have more scales, which look very nice and very well defined. I don't like this seam, but it doesn't bother me because it's underneath the figure. So we have more really nice looking detailing. And there is a seam here that I'm not too crazy about, but that's just me. Anyway, more scaling underneath here, which looks nice. Very reptilian-like. And yeah, that's pretty much it for the detailing. The detailing on this figure, I'm gonna say it. The detailing on this figure is perfect, and I'd even say that this figure all around, this is better than anything Kenner ever made. I'm sorry for anyone who grew up with the Kenner figures or anything like that, but I'm sorry. This figure is, honest to God, amazing. Everything about this is great. It would have been nice, I guess if there's one, minor nitpick I have, and again, that would mean that, there would be no articulation on this figure, but I think if this figure was made out of rubber, it would have been cooler, but then again, we wouldn't have as much articulation, so yeah. This is definitely the best Jurassic Park Allosaurus figure to get. I know the Allosaurus was in Jurassic World Fallen Kingdom, but that Allosaurus figure, it's not amazing. And the Kenner Allosaurus looks good too, but honestly, I love this thing. This thing is fantastic. Again, I would have preferred a iguana paint scheme, but at the end of the day, I'm so happy with what we got. This figure is absolutely amazing. This isn't my favorite Jurassic Park figure of all time, though. I'm actually still deciding whether I like the Demon Carnotaurus or the Red Rex, and even though this figure is still better, I'd prefer those figures. I don't know why, something about those figures just have a lot more charm than this. This is charming, don't get me wrong, but I don't know, the Demon Carnotaur and the Red Rex are just, I don't know, but that's just me. Bottom line, this figure is amazing, and Ash here is amazing as well, so we're going to try to get him to stand. There we go, he's just going to lean on the Allosaur there. And him and the Allosaurus aren't really in great scale together. I think the Allosaurus is a little bit too small. If it was just slightly bigger, then they'd be more in scale. But if you do want to know how big these two are, here they both are next to Dr. Billy Grant. And still, this figure is taller than this figure. Actually, if we get rid of Ash, then I think, yeah, honestly, without Ash, I think the size of the Allosaurus is a lot better with Billy Grant here, because that fits a lot better, but Ash is just way too big in my opinion, so, yeah. Anyway, yeah, that's basically it for that. Should you get this? Now, this is one thing I really don't like about this figure. Now, this figure is 20 bucks at Toys R Us, so if you want to go on down to Toys R Us, go ahead and pick this guy up for 20 bucks, because for 20 bucks, not only are you getting an Allosaurus, but you're getting a human figure with a crap ton of accessories. I'd say yes. Please go to Toys R Us today, and please, please pick up this figure. Except you can't, because, well, for one, Toys R Us is closed, and you can only get this figure on eBay. And this figure is not 20 bucks. This figure is quite rare and quite an expensive figure. Out of the box, I've seen the Allosaurus go for $165, And I've seen Ash here go along with all of his accessories for $95, which is ridiculous if you ask me. And inbox, oh, he fell. Inbox, I've seen, you know, this thing go for 200 to 300 to even $500. So, yeah, this is a really rare figure, and even though my box isn't in the best shape, I'm actually really happy that I got these figures, because this figure is amazing. But again, the price point is just ridiculous nowadays. This was one of those things where you had to have bought it, you know, like, when it came out. If you waited, then that's it. You're not going to get this figure. So, yeah. And also that Toys R Us is closed down. That also makes this figure a lot more rare than it already is. So, yeah. So, I guess if you want this figure, I mean, this figure is amazing, don't get me wrong. Ash is amazing, and this figure is honestly better than Kenner, what Kenner ever did, but at the same time, it's not worth 300 to 500 bucks. I'm not sure if it's 500, but I think I have seen that price before. And the Pachyrhinosaurus is actually pretty rare too, but yeah. So, I don't know, to be honest. This is a great figure, and I highly suggest that you get it, but at the same time, that price point is a little... yeah, it's a little bit too much for me, but yeah. I guess what I can say is, if you really want an Allosaurus figure, I'd say get the Kenner one, because that one is actually cheaper than this, or... actually, if you just want any Allosaurus, then get the Jurassic World Fallen Kingdom Allosaurus. Granted, that figure isn't as good as this, but it's a lot cheaper, and you can walk out or you can go to a Walmart or a Target and just pick that guy up for like 14 or 16 bucks or something like that, so yeah. However, if you do have the money, please get this figure. This figure is absolutely amazing, and even though this is kind of a rare figure now, this figure is absolutely amazing, and yeah, please get this figure if you can, for a cheap price. And here is Dr. Billy Grant again. And that is pretty much it for today. Have a great rest of your week, and I will see you in the next video. Peace, Zach out.